Hello everybody, welcome to Yoga for Self-Love with Kim. I'm Kim. This will be a short, slow flow Vinyasa practice. Bring yourself to your mat. We will begin in child's pose if that feels okay for you today. Your version of child's pose, either knees together or knees wide. Big toes coming towards each other behind you. Settle your bum back to your heels. And then release your forehead down to the mat. Make a little pillow with the arms. Rest that third eye space. Close your eyes. And just take a moment to land. Letting go of everything else for now. And just carving out this time for you and your yoga practice. There is nothing else that you need to do right now. Let it all go. This time is for you. Take a moment to check in. Notice how you're feeling today, mentally, physically, emotionally, energetically. Letting go of any judgment and just getting curious. I invite you to bring in the intention to be gentle, kind, patient, loving, and compassionate with yourself as you move through this practice. And if you so choose to carry that intention off the mat into your day, be good to yourself, be kind to yourself. Please make this practice yours. Feel free to modify. Take the parts of the practice that work for you. Honor where your body is today. No forcing. Yield and allow your body to open. And then we'll begin to start moving, starting nice and easy here. Reach the left hand forward, come up onto your left finger pads. We'll thread the right arm underneath your chest. Come down onto that outer right arm, maybe that right cheek temple. You can stay up on the left finger pads. Finding some space through the upper back, arms and shoulders. And then plant that left hand down. We'll pluck the right arm out from underneath you. Reach that right arm forward, come up onto right finger pads. And then we'll thread the left arm underneath the body. Now come down onto outer left arm, cheek, temple. Staying up on those right finger pads and just taking a breath or two here. And breathing into the upper back of your lungs. Finding some space through the upper back, through the arms, the shoulders. And then we'll plant that right hand, pluck that left arm out, come to set up on your heels, and then we'll take the right arm across your body, hook it with your left elbow, pull that right arm in towards your chest. And then release that other side. Take that left arm across the chest, bend the right elbow, hook that left arm and pull it in towards your chest. And then release the arm. Now we'll come forward into a table. For a moment, tuck your toes under behind you. Bring your bum back to your heels. Take a little check with your little pinky toes here. Just give them a little adjustment, help them get down to the mat with all the other toes if they're not already there. Hug your heels in towards each other. Walk the hands in. We'll come into broken toe pose. You could keep hands down on the mat or walk hands up onto the thighs if it feels okay. So opening through the bottoms of the feet, a few breaths. And then we'll take the hands forward, coming back into table. Now let's turn the right fingers around to face behind you or face towards the knees. And if the fingers don't reach all the way around, that's fine. Just maybe backing out to the side a little bit. Just getting a little bit of an opening through that right arm, forearm. You can hold here or maybe begin to pull your bum back towards your heels a little bit. And then we'll switch, turn the right fingers back around to face top of the mat. We'll turn the left fingers around to face back towards the legs or backing out to the side a little bit. And you just hold it here, breath or two, or pull your bum back towards the heels a little bit. Just getting a little deeper into that left forearm. And then flip the left fingers back around to face top of the mat. Let's tuck toes under again. This time we'll walk ourselves back and roll up onto the balls of the feet. Coming into Malasana. So if it's available to you, you can drop your heels to the mat. You can also point the toes and the knees out at a little bit of an angle. Then we'll take the palms together at the heart, elbows inside the knees, elbows pressing knees open at the same time, knees hugging in. Find a little bit of resistance here. Tailbone reaching down towards the mat, crown of the head reaching up, spine nice and long. Then we'll take that right elbow inside that right leg, begin to peel that left arm up towards the ceiling. Can keep it here, maybe reach that right hand over towards the right side of the mat. And then we'll bring that left arm down. Now left elbow tucks inside that left knee. Right arm reaches up. And if you like, maybe you reach that left hand over towards the left side of the mat. Arms reaching away from each other. And then let's take the palms back together. And then we'll walk the hands back, come into our table. From our table, spread your fingers nice and wide. Root down into the fingers, finger pads, outer ring of the palms, tuck the toes under, glide your hips up and back, downward dog. Begin to find some movement here, whatever feels good, whatever feels intuitive. Bending, straightening legs. Pedaling out the legs, rocking, rolling, whatever calls to you. And we'll crouch down, bend the knees, glide hips up to downward dog. Crouch down, bend the knees, and then this time we'll press into the feet, begin to shift it forward, coming into a plank. Shoulders coming forward, belly lifted, collarbones reaching forward, heels reaching back. Lift up through the belly, glide the hips back into your downward dog. We'll bend the knees, crouch it down, and again, shift it forward, finding plank. And we'll draw the right knee up in towards the chest. Step the right foot back into your plank. We'll bend that left knee, draw that left knee up towards your chest. Step that left foot back to plank. A few more times, drawing one knee into the chest and then the other, and you can find your rhythm here. You could even pick up the pace, finding some mountain climbers. And then we'll lift the belly up, glide hips up and back to your down dog. Crouch down. Now we'll send the right leg up for three-legged dog. Bend the right knee, draw it into your chest, shift it forward to your core plank. Send the right leg up and back, three-legged dog. Release the foot down. Crouch down, send left leg up, three-legged dog. Bend the knee, shift it forward, core plank. Send that left leg up, Three-legged dog, and then release that foot down. Step, hop, float yourself up to the top of the mat. Let's find ragdoll forward fold. Bigger little bend in the knees, belly to thighs. Shake out your head, rock your hips. Maybe sweep the arms side to side across the mat. If you're making a little finger painting, running your fingers through sand or water. And then bring yourself to center. Bend the knees, lift up that right foot, tuck that right hand underneath, coming all the way up to the wrist. And then we'll pick up that left foot, tuck the left hand underneath. Give yourself a little hand wrist massage here. Wiggle the toes. Maybe shift your feet around. And then we'll pluck out the right hand, pluck out the left hand. Hands to the hips, press into your feet. Rise all the way up. And we'll take palms to the heart. Now reach your arms up. And then we'll fold it in, pull the hips back. Forward fold, take it up to your halfway lift, Ardha Uttanasana, fingers pressing into shins or thighs. And then soften the knees, fold yourself back into your ragdoll forward fold. Press the hands down into the mat, step yourself back into plank. Drop your knees down to the mat, lower down pubic bone, belly, torso, all the way down, elbows hug in, lift up the heart, baby cobra, and then lower yourself down, tuck toes, press your hips up and back again, downward dog. Crouch yourself down, we'll send the right leg up for three-legged dog. Bend that knee, shift forward to your core plank, step that right foot through. Let's drop that left heel to the mat. Keep the right hip hugging back. Bend that right knee, begin to peel yourself up. Hips squaring up towards the top of the mat. Back knee feeling good. Adjust yourself. If it does not, arms reach up. Pressing down through the feet, hugging in through the legs. Nice long spine, reaching up through the crown, up through the fingers. Hands come back down to the mat. You step yourself back to plank. We'll lower knees to the mat, lower down, belly, torso. Now lift it up for baby cobra, or if you feel ready for your full cobra, and lower yourself down. Tuck toes, press the hips up and back. Downward dog, crouch down, left leg up. Bend that left knee and shift it forward into your core plank and step that left foot through. Drop that right heel to the mat. Hug the left hip back. Bend that left knee. Peel yourself up. And we'll bring it up, warrior one. A few deep breaths. And then we'll take the hands back down to the mat. Step yourself back into your plank. Now either drop the knees down, come down onto your belly, into your cobra, or we'll take it a chaturanga, low push-up, rolling forward on toes, bending elbows, lower yourself down, keeping shoulders above level of elbows. Come on to tops of the feet, thighs lifted, heart pulls forward, upward dog, and then we'll all meet back. Downward dog, step or hop it up, top of your mat, forward fold. Halfway lift to that flat back, fold it in, press into the earth, rise up, and take hands back down to the heart. Reach it up, fold it in. Halfway lift. Plant your hands, step yourself back to plank. You find your vinyasa here, your variation, whatever feels good for your body today, or you skip it, meet us in downward dog. From your downward dog, let's walk the hands back to meet the feet. Come into ragdoll at the back of your mat. Hands to the hips, soften the knees. Bring yourself all the way up. Let's take the arms out to the side. Draw that right knee up towards the chest as you root down into that left foot. Open that right knee out to the right side. And then we'll draw that right knee in towards the midline as you swing that right foot out to the right. And then we'll take that right foot. Find your tree pose. If you can, without the use of the hands, plug that right foot into your calf, your thigh, or you just bring the ball of the foot down to the mat. Find whatever version you like with the arms, palms together, hands at heart. Maybe the arms reaching up and wide. Finding your drishti, your focal point, your gazing point. Really strong through that standing leg. Let the corners of your mouth turn up into a smile. Enjoy your practice. Palms come to the heart. If they're not there, we'll release that left foot down to the mat. Let's take the weight into that right foot. Soften through that right knee. And draw that left foot up towards, or left knee up towards the chest. And we'll take that left knee out to the side, so that left foot will come over towards the right side of the mat. Then we'll switch it, draw that left knee in towards midline, left foot will swing out to the side. And then let's find our way into tree. If it's possible, without using the hands, root down into that standing leg. Left foot plugs in to the thigh, the calf, or you bring the ball of the foot down to the mat. Palms together at the heart, or you find your variation with the arms. What kind of a tree do you want to be today? And then we'll bring the hands back down to the heart. Release that left foot down to the mat, arms up. We'll soften the knees, fold it in, forward fold, walk yourself out. Downward dog. Pedal out legs, bend and straighten knees, pounce it out, walk it out. And then we'll walk hands back to meet the feet. Again, coming into forward fold, back of the mat, fold yourself in. And then again, we'll pick up that right foot, tuck right hand underneath, pick up a left foot, plug the left hand underneath, wiggle the toes around, little wrist hand massage here. And then pluck the hands out one at a time. Turn the toes out, knees out a little bit, and then sit yourself down into Malasana squat pose. Elbows come inside the knees again. Press the palms together, elbows pressing the knees open at the same time, knees hugging in. Right elbow comes inside that right knee. Let's lift that left arm up. And you keep the right hand where it is, or begin to reach that right hand over towards the right side of the mat, maybe off of the mat onto the floor. And then we'll switch. Now we'll take the left elbow inside, left knee, right arm reaches up towards the ceiling, maybe reaching left hand out to the left side. And then palms come back together. And then we'll take the hands forward. Roll up onto balls of the feet here. Hands come forward. Spread your fingers wide. And then begin to shift yourself forward, bringing the elbows up over the wrists. We'll hug the knees into the upper outer arms. So you shift yourself forward, lining up elbows over wrists. Keep it here, or maybe you lift up one foot,
Maybe both feet hug in through the legs, lift up through the belly, and then we release. Feet down to the mat. Come back into your squat pose. Now let's take the backs of the palms together. A little wrist release. Give the hands a little shake. And then one more time, arms inside the legs. We'll reach the hands forward. Spread the fingers nice and wide. Find a nice wide base of support here. Knees hugging into the upper outer arms, rolling up onto balls of your feet. Begin to shift yourself forward. Take the elbows up over the wrists. Then you hug in. Maybe you lift one foot, maybe two, maybe not. It's okay, either way. And then we'll release. Feet back down to the mat. Come back into your malasana. Again, taking backs of hands together. And then hands down to the mat. Drop your knees down. Let's find our way back into child's pose. Knees wide or knees together. Again, you find your version. Send your bum back to your heels. Rest that third eye space back down to your mat. Maybe you turn the palms to face up towards the ceiling. Or if you like, bring the arms back alongside the feet and shins. Find a relaxed child's pose. And then slowly bring yourself back up. Sit on your heels. You can bring the knees in. Find your way into a comfortable seat. Take your palms back together. Come back to our intention to be gentle, kind, patient, loving, compassionate with ourselves. Thank you so much for sharing this short, slow flow vinyasa practice with me today with love and gratitude. Namaste.